Coffee consumption around the world is rising, and coffee drinkers have learned to appreciate the variety and quality of products from different coffee-growing regions, from Africa to Brazil and Indonesia, often at a higher price. The price of coffee has also risen sharply due to uneven crops in Brazil, Central America, and Vietnam. That has resulted in low stockpiles of quality beans. The successful growth of Starbucks as a worldwide brand has also contributed to this interest in coffee drinks, setting an international standard for managing a high-volume coffee shop and introducing many new customers to a uniform taste and style of coffee drinking. But not all customers are satisfied. Emmy Swing Coffee Company in Washington, D.C. is one of a growing number of artisan coffee importers and roasters who are passionate about the beans and the process that goes into a great cup of coffee. That's according to owner Mark Warmoth.
They're seeking something that would be better than what they can buy at Starbucks, and which is where they're seeking out the smaller boutique artisan craft coffee roasters, which I consider us to be a boutique coffee roasting company. And what we can do is source better quality beans and supply them at a fresher level because we're smaller and we're servicing a smaller metro area, and that helps us compete against the bigger coffee companies.
At Swings, they roast 1,500 kilograms of beans every day. They do it in small batches in order to preserve the specific aroma and characteristics of the beans. Swings supplies wholesale customers and specialty shops in the Washington, D.C. area and operates a retail coffee shop location near the White House. Roastmaster Carl Dodge says the goal is to simply show how good a cup of coffee can taste.
The taste is almost solely determined on how it was grown, where it was grown, what the growing conditions were, and how it was roasted.
The science of the roasting process rests on the expertise of the roaster. The best training for this job comes from the experience of roasting, brewing, and tasting many different flavors.
You have to have a passion about coffee, and it has to be a passion about good coffee, not just burnt, nasty coffee. It has to taste good, and you have to know what tastes good versus what tastes bad.
Next, the roasted product is carefully packaged in airtight bags and sent along to customers in small batches. The natural moisture and aroma of the coffee bean are released with careful brewing and preparation to order, and customers are pleased.
The first times I came here, they told me that they roast their beans fresh every week, and they cycle through it pretty quickly, so you'll pretty much never get a stale batch, which is why I buy my coffee from here as well, to brew at home. And also the technique of the baristas, the ability of them to make the foam thick and creamy. The lattes are definitely the best I've ever had.
Coffee drinking practices around the world are different. In Indonesia, the finely ground coffee is mixed directly with water. Next, the brewmaster carefully adds milk to preserve the qualities of the ingredients. Indonesian coffee is known for its richness and deep flavor and is a popular product at Swings Coffee.
There's no right or wrong answer with regard to what's a good cup of coffee or a bad cup of coffee. A lot of it has to do with personal preference and taste. Sumatran inherently is a richer and more robust coffee, and I think a lot of coffee customers prefer just a richer, bolder cup of coffee, and so for me personally, Sumatran coffee as well as good Sulawesi coffee are my personal favorites.
Brazil and Africa are also ideal growing areas for the coffee bean. The sourcing of that product is important for distributors as large as Starbucks and as small as Swings. Their search for a quality product benefits customers who are willing to pay the higher price for their favorite drink. Growers hope that trend continues, and their efforts are rewarded with even a greater appreciation for their natural product.